Good morning. Thank you for coming together this morning. I really appreciate you guys letting me come in and talk to you. I also really appreciate how the 7th and 8th grade cohort came together this morning for one a little bit larger group meeting. I wanted to go over a topic that we talk about a lot here on Pickle High Campus, both in the classroom, outside the classroom, with the students. The students talk about it a lot, the parents talk about it, all of our stakeholders talk about assessment. Assessments is a big topic. It happens frequently. Really every day it happens. And I know, with me being the previous testing coordinator, I've done a lot with the assessments here. So just wanted to go through and go over some basics of assessments with you guys today. Hopefully give you guys some background, some extra information, things that you probably already know but you haven't thought about it in a while. So that way they can kind of help you a little bit and get us refocused back on the true meaning of assessments, why we're doing it, how important they really are. So take some stress out of our everyday, which of course is always important. So on the agenda, we're going to talk about the different types of assessments. We're going to talk about why we assess, and then we're going to talk about the impact on learning that assessments have. We're going to talk about the good impact on learning, which I know we all see the bad or what we think of as the bad, but we really want to talk about the good impact on learning and how to turn that assessment into something positive, which it really was designed to be and it can be again. So first, the different types of assessments. So we've got three types of assessments. We've got our summative assessment, our formative assessment, and our interim assessment. So the summative assessment, these are the biggies. These are those that are given probably about once a year, maybe twice a year. They're usually not flexible. We have really strict standards and regiments we have to go through with them. They're given statewide, maybe nationwide. Some examples of a summative assessment would be our end of course exams, our Florida Standards Assessment. It could be the SAT, the ACT. These are some big summative assessments that we give here at Pickle High. Then we have formative assessment. Formative assessment, these are your classroom assessments that are given throughout the instruction. It's embedded in your activity, but the purpose of the formative assessment is has a real explicit purpose, and it's for you guys to really diagnose where the students are in their learning, where they are right now, right today, right this minute, the end of the week, in the moment, where are they? Different types of formative assessment. There's hundreds of formative assessments, and you guys do them all day, every day, and you probably don't even realize you're doing them. It could be a simple question and answer session. It could be that Jeopardy that we love to play. It could be the give me 5. It could be thumbs up, thumbs down, the whiteboard activities. All of those are different types of formative assessment. Next, we have the interim assessment. The interim assessment also has the same purpose. It's to let you know where the students are, and you're evaluating that student's knowledge right now. But it also can inform your classroom decisions, as the formative assessment does. But the interim assessment is a little bit more in that it can also inform district and school decisions. So it has many different purposes. The interim assessment is given throughout, just like the others, but this one could be something different. It's like the standard assessments that we give every quarter that gives us information for our data walls. That's a form of interim assessment. FAIR is a form of interim assessment because it's given at regular intervals throughout the year. FAIR, that information actually informs school-wide decisions, classroom-wide decisions. That goes for a lot of things. That's truly what the meaning of an interim assessment is. It goes to a lot more than just you and your classroom. That formative assessment, usually you don't share that outside the classroom unless you've got another teacher that's teaching the same concept and you guys are working together. Excuse me. So the interim assessment is usually something just a little bit bigger. It could be your district assessments. It could be your classroom assessments, and then you're sharing the knowledge with your department or your cohort. So now we've gone over some of the three basic types of assessments. We're going to do a quick activity. That way you guys can work together, get some talking in, get some movement in. At your tables, there are about 20 note cards with 20 to 25 different assessments that we give here at the Pickle High campus. I'm going to ask you guys to work as a team and sort those into 3 categories. But the way you're going to do it is you're going to each pick up a card, you're going to say the name of the assessment, and you're going to describe the assessment if you know what it is. If you don't, let everybody else at the table kind of help you and give you some information. And then you're going to say what category you think that's going to go in, formative, summative, or infirm. And then you're going to make your 3 stacks of the cards. And so at the end, you'll have 3 stacks with cards in it, all 20 to 25 cards sorted. Be prepared. Some of you guys may think something's an interim assessment. Someone else is going to think it's a formative assessment. Someone else might think it's a summative assessment. Talk about it, work it out as a team, come up with a decision that you can all live with, and then we'll come together as a group and discuss it together. So go ahead. I'm going to give you about 3 to 5 minutes. Share out, talk to each other. Remember, you're reading the card, the assessment on the card, discussing the assessment, what it is, what it looks like, sharing what category you believe that belongs into, and then if everybody agrees, you place in that category, and then move on to the next card and the next person. Go ahead and get started. Okay, you guys did some great stuff there. I walked around, heard some major discussions, some amazing discussions. Group 1 over there, you guys are great. You're really on the ball. I loved all the different things I heard about all the different assessments you were talking about and how you use them and when they come up. I know there's some debate in there a little bit, but they were able to work it out, and it turned out well. I think we all work together very well, and it looks to me like everybody's got everything sorted correctly, so we are going to go ahead and move on. Good job. So now we're going to talk about why we assess. Now, first, you have to understand why the assessment is needed. I mean, it has to have a clear focus. Like with everything we do, we have to have a focus. Why are we doing it? So you have to take a step back and look, what standards are you assessing? What is the purpose of the lesson? Look at your daily objectives. Look at your essential questions. Look at the standards-based reading for that lesson and what it is you're actually going to assess. Why is that standard important? Really, you have to know that because you know the kids are going to ask in one form or another, and you want to be able to share that with them. And then you have to think, as the professional that you are, what's going to be the best method for you to assess the progress towards that standard or on that standard? Is it going to be an interim assessment? Is it going to be a formative assessment? What are you going to do? You're going to do a combination of the two? How are you going to do that? But you really have to know the ins and outs of that standard you are assessing in order to make that work. Some important things to keep in mind while you're doing it. Like I said, you have to know the standards. And you have to know the standards so well that you can actually deconstruct the standards to build on your scaffolding with the student. Now, to me, scaffolding is, I think of it a little differently than most others. To me, scaffolding is like an octopus. I tell my students, if you got the octopus up there in your brain and you're trying to reach out and grab information while you're learning, and you're looking, you're searching. So you want to be able to deconstruct these standards to the point that the student actually has, that octopus has something to grab onto and bring into the center of their brain and connect their learning with. You can't do that if you don't know what the standard looks like at the mastery level. So really have a good picture. What is it that this would look like at the end? If you had that perfect paper or that perfect assessment at the end, what would it look like? Then break it down into its smaller components so students can reach that beautiful picture ending. And then they have something in their brain, that little octopus in their brain to connect to. Now remember though, assessment is a scary word for students right now. It should not be a scary word. If you're sitting down and you're doing a daily chat with the student, you're explaining to the students that every assessment they take is a chance for them to show you their growth. It's an opportunity for them to show mastery or to show growth towards the standards and towards getting to where they need to be. You know, Dr. Sullivan always says in the announcements in the morning about this is just another checkbox towards graduation. Let's go ahead and get them out there, get excited, let's check that off and meet that graduation standard or need. All assessments should kind of be thought of that way, but thought of in the fact that it's a growth opportunity for the student. It's not a pass or fail, it's not a right or wrong, it's not a you did great or you're stupid or you can't do it. It's this is where you are right now, this is where we want you to be, so where are we along the continuum, and look, you're moving up the continuum. And the kids want to show that growth. They want to be able to show you they're moving in the right direction, so give them that opportunity. If you approach it that way, then the kids don't stress out about it as much, they're excited to show you what they know, and it makes the day go so much better. as we talked about, it's a growth opportunity. But another thing, you're looking at the target, you have to have in your head what that beautiful ending result would be. Students need to know that too. Show them sample work from previous years. Show them what that standard, what that assessment would look like at the end. Perfect, beautiful knowledge. This is what you want. They will have that, if they have that picture, if they have that visual, if they have that knowledge, then they know what they're reaching for. They know where to go. You're doing the data checks, you're showing them all those things, and they have a goal and they know what it looks like. And it should be routine. It should be something they're doing regularly. That's what makes the best impact on their learning. You're doing it regularly. You're embedding it in your activities. It's something that they see as a way to show you how bright they are, how much they've learned, how much they're growing this year. Then they're going to embrace it. They're going to say, are we doing this for today? Because I want to show you. I've been working hard on this, and I want to show you I know it. Are you doing my homework right now? Because I did it. I got it. I can't wait to show you. Can I work in that group over there? Can you do the whiteboard activity today so I can show you what I know? Students want to show you. They want you to be proud of them. They want to do these amazing things for you. You just have to give them the opportunity, the means, and the know-how to do so. You can all do it. You do it every day. Just putting that little twist on it, kind of changing the way you're looking at it, changing the way they're looking at it. So that way you have the highest impact on learning with our students. So again, we talked about the 3 different types of assessment. We have a formative, a summative, or intro. Talked about all the different ways that those are given here in Cocoa Heights campus, how they all fall into those 3 categories. Talked about you breaking down those standards, deconstructing it to the point that the students can see small components, and that little octopus there can grab it all in and bring it in for a great solid knowledge and building that scaffolding so that's a really big octopus in the end. So they know they can build on it and they can show you what they know. I appreciate you guys coming in, letting me come in, work with all of you guys today. I know you're busy, so I'm going to send you out of here. Thank you very much. Have a great